In this video we will be making the F-18 Hornet. The base model that we'll be working from is the Alpha base, and it's very similar to the F-15 model that I made earlier. It's a longer video, but for this practicality, I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. If you have any questions or problems, issues on making this, you might want to visit the other video, the PTF-15. I go slower on that video, but this is what we're making. This is a real fighter jet, F-18, US Navy. So that's what we're making from. This is it looks a little bit bigger because it's a 5.5 by 14.25 base. Unfortunately I can't use that bigger sheet to videotape at 8.5 by 11 sheet. Fits better. Again, that's where we're starting from, 8.5 by 11. Like always, get a good crease. Tear a little bit. Hold, tear. The Alpha base, of course, requires the center folds and the quarter line folds and the other center horizontal fold. Of course, match up all the lines. Okay. Again, here's the Alpha base. Fold the lower half the sheet up to the center line that we just created. Again, it's very similar to the PTF-15 model that's on the other video that I go a little slower. Then after creating that line, I'm going to create another line here, these previous folds we just did. And then again the lower edge to that. First, you got the 5 lines again. Again, go to the other video. We're going to go from the second line to the 5th line. So, second here, second line, in this corner to the 5th line. like always, match up the center line. Even for me, it's kind of hard to see, but if this is the first video you are watching, then and I'm going too fast for you, again, I go slower on the PTF-15 model. And this basically starting out, half of it is the same. To the fifth line there. I just want to stay. Using the previous fold we just did. Okay. This should be familiar if you've seen the PTF-15. Of course, turn it over and we're gonna fold across here using that. Matching center line to center line. Reverse fold. Sorry. Reverse fold. Now we're going to reverse fold again these two positions. Okay, folding it over here. Hide the flaps. Now we're going to do this again, up all the way up, and it's a spread fold. Make it pretty sharp. Little triangle here. Do on the other side. Move this up, this flap up, and spread fold. Of course, we're going to do half this triangle again, pre-fold. Pre-fold this other side. Doing one, I'm always going to do both sides equally. Pre-fold that, open that up, move this over. Another spread fold, sort of like opposite tabs of spreading fold. That's the way it should look. And same way with this one. If this, again, reminder, if this is your first video, I'm going a little fast. If you need a good review, you go to the PDF 15, because that's what it's basically very similar. This is where the similarity stops here. Now we're going to just fold a regular airplane fold, center line. We're going to fold a 45-degree top edge to the center line. To the opposite end. Leave little, very small spacing. Maybe a little gap. And again, just like the regular paper airplane fold, to the center line. Okay, here we're gonna use this tip and go to the base edge of this rectangle here, the center line, to keep it balanced and aligned. Pre-folding here. See here, next fold, we're going to use the given guide where this triangle's at here. If these don't match up, you can just choose one, but normally it should match up. You can choose either side, but use that as a guide to fold back up. And of course, you want to keep it center. So I look back here and keep it center. That's how I can keep it center. So that's the way it should look like now. And again, using where those intersect as guide. Now reverse fold to position of the folds we just did. Okay. Now we're going to do another, almost like a standard airplane fold inside. Hold that down. Get a good, and that's one. Probably gonna have another spread fold, real long, sharp. Okay, again. To the center line. I'm losing my voice here. Let's do the center line. Yeah, just want to see what's going on here. What we did. We would put this in first, then outside, inside, and outside. Try to keep that pretty sharp. That's going to be the nose, of course. Not as sharp as I like, but well, we're getting a good crease here. And all that work, we're going to open it back up. We'll come back to it, open it back up, and let's see. The next step we're going to use where these flaps in as guide right here. You can use a straight edge or something. Basically, now we mark the X That's all it is. We know where we want to fold it to now. We want to pre-fold this tail to the spot we just marked. You don't want to use a ruler or anything, you can sort of eyeball it, but I just want to do that just to let you know what's going on. Next, we're going to fold it back up half between this distant and that. So half between here. Again, you're doing a half between where this inside is. So just folding it back up halfway in itself. And of course, you want to keep it aligned like that. So that made any sense for you? That's keeping halfway up there like that. And we're going to refold the fold we just did earlier. That's why it's important that we get that fold in, because now it just naturally kind of comes in like that. Just refold what we just did and you'll see it staggers a little bit. Oh, I forgot a step. Let's go back. After we get that, we want a new center line here. So we're going to have to use this base back to here. So fold that in half. Again, match the center to center. Right here, like that. And there'll be a new line here. There'll be a new pre-fold line. Now we can go back up again. Go back to that position we just did. As you can see, now we got the old line. That was the old center line. And the new line we just created is on top of it. So that's important. We need to know that. Now we can go back and refold what we just did. Turn it over. I'm going to fix the tail. Let's open that up. Okay. Just want to. The line that we just created is on top. This is the old line, so we're just going to fold at the new line. I'm going to fold this point at the new line. You see the X there? That's the new line we just created. And we're going to fold this back up. Here, you're going to have to show you. We're going to go fold back up to where the base, let's keep it also aligned, I'm sorry, to center line. I need to do that so I can see that I'm matching up center to center, so that way it's straight and not. It's a weird fold, but as you can see, we want to fold. There should be a base here that lines up with where we're going to fold it to. So fold it back up to where this will line up with the ledges, or with the edges, I mean. Turn it over. Here's going to be another tricky fold. What we're concerned about here, I'm going to pause here so I can make sure. Okay, I just want to pause to make sure. It's an important marking here. You see this edge here, this corner, top? We're going to use that, and there should be a quarter line here that we fold it from the alpha base. I'm just highlighting it so that we know that's the quarter line, and of course you got the center line. What we want is to fold this matching these quarter line, but we want to have the it's going to be sort of like a halfway fold using, okay, I'm going to do it down here. See how this is the corner and it matches up to the line, the quarter line. That's important. That's what I'm using as a guide. And this will probably want to, it's kind of weird. You can kind of fold this in if it sticks out, but it should sticks out a little bit. So you got a little extra tab here that wants to stick out. You can fold it in the word like that, but that's what you want to do. You want to match it up like that. Do it on the other side. As you can see, this is kind of, it's not to the center line, it's kind of angled. So the other side. That's the way it should look now. And next we're gonna, there should be a little pretty stiff triangle here, and you can just fold it in, fold it down to as far as it'll go. And give a nice little extra flap to cover everything. And this, we're almost done. That's what it looks like here. Now we're going to fold it in half. Fold it in half. And we're going to use, again, there should be, I'm just drawing it to highlight where I want. Here's the spot we want. We're going to do a long horizontal fold. You can either use a ruler to help, or you can freehand it. Use at least a ruler to bend it. And it probably doesn't want to go bend straight all the way. There's a little indentation there, that's okay. But that's the mark that we want. You do on the other side the same way. As you can see, now we're going to fold up the vertical tail. This you can always redo, but in general you want it almost as close to the it's probably about to the body. You see the line here? Kind of do it over there the same way. It's a personal gauge. You can almost do it all the way up, but in general it's about here. You can see that. Do the same on the other side. Match the tail. Match the vertical height of the tail. Okay, open it up. That's what I was doing. Open it up, and of course you want to push this up to the, you want to push this, we're looking at the bottom view here. Push the head up a little bit. Turn it over. You see that? It wants to kind of tear. That's a bad thing, but it still will fly pretty good. We're kind of pushing the head up. This head is very similar to the crossbow model, how I did the head. You see it's taking shape now. Sorry. This is a very versatile model. I mean, it flies really well. It's really aerodynamic, and extra flabs that are sticking out like this thing, it can affect the flight. So you can even leave it out a little bit or leave it flat. Same way with this head or this fuselage area. You can just, I recommend leave it kind of close like this. It'll fly better. And also, the way this is, you want the nose, if it's given too much, going up too high, you might want to bend the nose down a little bit. But in general, it can be pretty straight and pretty even. Again, you can mess around with it a little bit. You hold it back here. Not a lot of room to hold for people with bigger hands, but you can use again the bigger starting sheet of 5.5 by 14.25. Hopefully this hope you like it. I think it looks pretty realistic, like the F-18 Hornet. I'd at least try to model it like that. It's one of my favorite models out of the 26 models from the book. Flies really well, of course. You can always check the back ailerons too. Well, if I've gone too fast, just go back to the PTF-15 video. I go a little slower on half the starting area. Or you can just go back to the video and go back and keep redoing it. Good luck. Thank you.